So a new Dragon Ball game was announced this morning, and it has a public beta that's coming very soon. And it's also going to be playable on Steam, iOS, and Android, which is very, very refreshing. For the first time in the series, Dragon Ball is actually getting a MOBA game. Not in the same fashion as League of Legends or even the Shonen Jump version Jump Assemble. It's more like Pokemon Unite. And I honestly think this is a great move on their part because Pokemon Unite is essentially, for lack of a better way to say it, baby's first MOBA game. It is super easy to pick up. There's only 2 lanes and a jungle in a 5v5 format with the last second comeback mechanic that most people despise actually deciding games quite literally in the last minute. It is extremely casual friendly, anybody could just pick up and play it, but also it can be quite competitive and team oriented given the fact that your teammates are like that. Dragon Ball Project Multi is also a working title for the name. It's a 4v4 MOBA with 2 lanes and seemingly no dedicated jungler, which does have me kind of intrigued. I've always opted to play the jungler role, who essentially is not assigned to any lane and instead farms camps in the middle and tries to gank either the top lane or the bottom lane, sneaking up on enemies to help assist your own team, catching them off guard. Without this element in Project Multi, I think there will be a jungle, but it's up to you and your lane teammate to decide on who goes in and takes turns to farm camps and share with each other, because that's how you get over leveled. You need to get higher levels, more levels than your opponents, because if you're 1 level higher than them, say you're level 6 and you're level 5, it makes a big difference in executing kills and damaging the hell out of them. It really can turn the tides. There are some new players that I think might like this style more. If that's the case, like, you know, the jungler can be a super frustrating person to deal with for some people, especially newcomers, but it also is seemingly mimicking Pokemon Unite, with the center of the map featuring a comeback mechanic, just like how Rayquaza or Zapdos in Unite existed, and the team has to defeat it. Whoever defeats it claims their buffs, basically can get an instant win, even if you were getting steamrolled the entire time. Like, your opponents have 900 points, and you got like 100 or 200. If you get that thing, it not only gives everybody bonus points to cash in on the enemy bases in the last minute or two, everybody's points are doubled, so you're instantly claiming points really quick and have a much better time at coming back. In this game, you can see there's a Uzaro in the middle, and they're fighting over it towards the end of the trailer. I actually recently was playing Pokemon Unite a lot with a couple of my friends. It was around the time where Mewtwo Y had just come out. I was playing Mewtwo X, he was a little bit broken, but Mewtwo Y was out, and then BltzZ dropped, and I kind of like fell off a little bit after that, but I felt like the game was still a lot of fun and has a great format. And being from the same era, I believe Dragon Ball can get a decent player base up and going compared to like what Pokemon Unite has. As of right now, the roster is currently Goku, Vegeta, Zamasu of all people, Trunks, Kid Gohan from Namek, Fat Boo, Piccolo, Android 18, and Krillin. Actually, if you go to the Steam listing for the game, they have a bunch of new screenshots. You can actually see Cooler is fighting off against Goku right here, which he'll most likely be in the game. There's no sign of Frieza or Cell at the moment, or other transformations outside of Super Saiyan. And I would imagine it kind of functions in the same way that evolutions work in Pokemon Unite, where when you hit a certain level threshold, Goku and Vegeta will power up, essentially transform, making them a little bit stronger. We are going to be playing this a lot, guys, and covering it in the sense of making character guides and all kinds of gameplay matches. So hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you don't miss out on it, and any other updates on how to get into this beta. As of right now, it seems like it's going to be an open beta. It doesn't say anything about it being closed or having to register for it. So I think everybody, as long as you're within the regions that they show in the trailer, I'm going to be putting that up on the screen right here. As long as you're in any of those regions, you might be able to just jump in and play, provided if you're trying to play on Steam. It didn't seem like there's an iOS or Android beta. I think it's all going to be Steam. And of course, help rate's at 38% higher. I'm going to keep you guys informed on all the latest and let you know what's up. The map is filled with tons of references from Dragon Ball's history. Hilarious enough, they actually have the giant Dragon Ball android bot as the enemy camp, or as their turret, I guess you have to defeat to progress. In Jump Assemble, they actually use this same exact enemy as a team buff. Whoever defeats it, it goes inside of your lane and can help you take over enemy towers. One of the enemy bases seems to feature Champa, Beerus' brother, and Zeno can actually be seen hitting him over the head with a hammer alongside you. I also see Android 16 a few times in this trailer with a shield around him, but in my opinion, I don't think Android 16 is actually going to be a playable character. I think he might be functioning like a team buff NPC that whichever team gains control of, he'll slowly walk through the lane alongside you and can self-destruct once he touches an enemy base, wiping out tower entirely, which would be a pretty cool mechanic, but the enemy of course has to defeat him in order to stop him. Just like in Pokemon Unite, they have this with a couple of the legendary rock Pokemon and Rotom up on the top lane. The enemy base also appears to be a Dragon Ball, and the winner is whoever claims the opponent's Dragon Ball first by destroying its glass case at the end of the lane. And there's a lot more to dissect in this, but I do want to make another video going a little bit more deeper into it, of course, especially when we get more footage to comb through. But I'm not gonna lie, the possibilities for this game can go anywhere. The roster can be crazy deep, and the transformations are a great way to base the characters' levels that are gained inside of the match. Jump Assemble, I had a lot of fun with for a while. It's right now only available in SEA regions and not Japan, sadly. So I had to get a friend overseas to make me an account, so there is that. But that game does its characters and unlocks in a super predatory gacha way that is actually horrible. It has a bad pity system as well too. Like, since I stopped playing, Vegeta and Killua have actually been released, but there's actually no way for me to be able to buy them outright as their event has ended and it doesn't give me any options to get them. I have to keep rolling endlessly until I luckily get them. If Dragon Ball Project Multi takes a page from its predecessors, following the system that Pokemon Unite has with its licenses or packages, or at least do what Smite does with their character pass, you pay a one-time fee of $30 and you'll unlock all characters and future characters forever. Characters need to be a fair unlock or at least an easy to obtain system, or else you're going to kill your game. There's a lot of characters and forms that we can actually choose from, so if they play their cards right, this can last a while. The map design is so full of life with tons of references. I can see Namek, I can see the afterlife of Heaven, I can even see the Tournament of Power references too. The beta is actually coming pretty soon. I forgot to talk about that. It's actually starting on August 20th, conveniently, the day after 2XKO's beta ends. Thank God. Now I can split my time evenly between the two and make content. But I think this game has very good promise. The characters also seem to have cutscenes whenever they KO opponents, or at least this could just be a trailer thing. I hope it is though, because in battle, if you get locked into a cutscene when executing somebody, you might have a hard time coming back into the game or already being jumped by the enemy team once that cutscene ends. Seeing Zamasu and Kid Gohan is actually kind of refreshing. I hope we could see others make it in the game, like Raditz, and you know, since MOBAs are generally balanced, not all the time, but sometimes they are, we can see every character kind of experience a sense of viability in this format and being usable and quite good, and depending on the situation. I'm definitely going to be making content on this and making guides for all the characters, as well as bringing regular gameplay videos non-stop, so let me know in the comments below if you guys will be playing with us. I want to run some streams with this as well. We can get some teams rotating in and out. It'll be a lot of fun, guys. I like that more multiplayer games coming out, and I'm just looking forward to more things that we could play together and enjoy. Be sure to like the video if you enjoyed, and subscribe if you are new. More Dragon Ball Project Multi videos are on the way, and you don't want to miss them. My name is BltzZ, and thanks for watching.